Welcome to season 5 of the Sistah Talk podcast. I'm your host, Gold Chain Diva. Back with another season. But before I go any further, I want y'all to do me a favor and click the link down at the bottom of this video and make that button turn red and help your sister on her road to 200 subscribers. We almost there. We got pretty close last season, but we gotta get to that mark this season. But as you can see, your sister is not on the couch by herself this year. Okay,
yeah.
It's a new year, new vibes.
Right.
Now I'm gonna give you a little bit of an introduction.
Okay.
This person that I have on the couch with me, we go way back.
Way back.
Like
bad credit.
Listen, because at this point in life, we some old heads.
Oh, very mature.
At this point, we some old heads.
Very mature.
Listen, and I don't got no cut cards.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you back. Before I let you introduce yourself. I'm gonna take you back. I met you as Day Songs. You remember that?
Don't get me stuck. If I make it to your bedroom. What you say?
Listen, you gotta hit the ooh yeah.
No,
listen, that's how I met you.
Yeah, word.
But today, he's not Day Songs. He's a grown man. He giving grown man energy.
Mentors.
Listen, we have him on the couch today because he is a business owner.
For sure.
And we got him here today because we want to help him promote his business. So I'm just going to go ahead and shut up and let him introduce himself.
I appreciate that. That was a great introduction. My name is Deshawn. Friends or foes. Go to www.friendsorfoes.com. Get the flyest hoodies, the warmest hoodies, the most comfortable hoodies that I got out right now. Sure.
Well, guys, it's time to spill the tea. Okay, look, get them pinkies up. Look, put that pinky up. Look, pinkies up. It's time to spill the tea.
Mm-hmm. Cheers.
So one of the biggest events of each year just happened. We got to talk about it.
All right.
Superbowl number, what was
59.
it? 59. Listen, I gotta rely. I'm just a girl. I don't know the number. Look, 59.
59.
Listen, Super Bowl 59 just happened.
Go Birds.
Yeah, because you're an Eagles fan.
For sure.
Listen, I was watching your story. I was like, oh, they turning up.
It was a time.
But y'all had a lot to turn up about because that game was pretty much...
Smacked them, BTA.
They had 0 points all the way up until like the last 10 minutes.
I don't remember what happened halfway through the third quarter. I was out of there. I blacked out.
Listen, well, it was not pretty for the Chiefs. That's all I'll say.
Oh, man.
I really don't even know why I continued to watch the game, but
one of my best friends is a diehard Chiefs fan, and we FaceTime like when it was over, and we were like, "Hey, man!" Like I'm surprised how happy he was to see that I was happy. You know what I mean? I'll put it that way. Because he was ready for me to go in, but we were just both like, yo, cheers, took a shot together. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Low key, I don't watch football. Right. But low key, my perspective of that game, I just felt like the Chiefs gave up. They didn't even start.
Yeah, something was missing.
I feel like they threw the game from the beginning.
Yeah, something was missing. Because
there's no way that they went all that time with no points and then scored twice in a matter of like 5 minutes.
Amazing, and
had
they
an
amazing
crazy.
Season. Had an amazing season too. They had an amazing season, which was expected for them to have an amazing season. I think everybody wanted them to get that three-peat.
Right.
I think everybody wanted them to get that three-peat. But I think like some of the players were from Louisiana on the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
So it's like that. It was in the air.
Right.
It was in the air.
Look, the ancestors.
Yeah. They put that extra season. Yeah, they put that
They
put some extra season on there, so it was meant to happen. But
well, all right. Game aside, you know I got to talk about the tea, okay?
Talked about
So one of the things that I want to talk about is the commercials, okay? One of the biggest things every year, people talk about the commercials and how much it costs to actually get a commercial on that primetime slot during the Super Bowl.
Right.
Now, I'm low-key a nerd, okay? The reason why the commercials, like, kind of tickle me a little bit is because when I was in college, I remember my sports marketing teacher, like, he made us watch them and, like, you know, really talk through them. Right. So, like, it's just interesting to me to see what commercials they come out with. It was 2 commercials specifically that kind of caught my eye. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if you saw them, but I'm going to explain them. Okay. I'm sure you probably saw that one with Seal the singer.
I seen the Seal. I seen it. Crazy. I thought that was wild. All
I'm going to say is when I saw Seal as a seal, I said, not Seal as a seal.
I said, is that Seal? As on the rock, singing on the rock. I did see
like
that.
it was so cringy, and I was just like, okay.
He low key looked like a seal.
I mean,
low key.
Listen, everybody knows that watch this podcast knows that I have a love-hate relationship with seals because of I talked about the movie Tusk on a couple episodes, and then I talked about Neil the seal is a seal in Australia that just be lounging around, but they be creepy.
Neil the seal.
Listen, it's a thing.
What's Seal's real name?
I thought it was Seal.
It might be Seal. If you come out of the womb looking like a seal and your mother names you Seal, that is crazy.
Listen, that one super cringy. Right. So we don't even gotta talk more about that. Okay. It was a no for me. Right. Okay. And then it was another commercial that I don't hear people talking about enough.
Okay, I might not have seen this one.
This one was with and I don't even know who he was with, but it was Snoop Dogg and it was somebody else. I believe he was a athlete. But it was the Stop the Hate commercials.
Yeah, no,
where they kept like basically they were yelling back and forth at each other. They were like, well, I hate you because of this, and I hate you because of that. Like, black and white. Right. Because we're in this climate
black people,
now.
White people.
Right.
Okay.
So now, like, because, Snoop Dogg is black, and then there was a white athlete. I don't know who he was, and I'm sorry. The whole point of the commercial was they sounded crazy. The stuff they were saying, like, you literally would look at him like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
And literally the whole point of the commercial was for them to say, it is as dumb as it sounds. And they played that, they ran that commercial twice.
Yeah.
And
what was Snoop Dogg saying? What does Snoop Dogg have to say about it? Because Snoop was at the Trump inauguration.
I didn't watch
DJ.
I'm not gonna lie.
He was there DJ singing songs and play. So what does he have to say about Stop the Hate? He played both sides.
Well, that's a different conversation.
Oh yeah, I don't want to get political.
No. It's okay. We can have the conversation.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation because if we're talking about these influential celebrities, a lot of the black ones told the line.
Yeah, right. He was there, mic to the crowd, all that. So I'm trying to think, what does Snoop Dogg really have to...
Some people, feel like you got to play the game a little bit to get a little further in the game.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of the celebrities, they look at it like that. But at the same time, I feel like you got to stand for something or fall for anything. Like, stand on business. Like...
Your circle. Your friends can be your foes. I hate you because you... Oh, Tom Brady. You didn't know who Tom Brady was? Wait! Wait! I was thinking like Joe Burrow.
I knew it was somebody popular, but I didn't know who it was.
You didn't know Tom Brady? Oh my god. I was like, wait, hold on. Hold on.
Listen,
what?
I don't watch football.
Oh,
I really don't watch football.
I believe you.
I believe you.
I believe you. I was like,
listen,
wait, I see Tom Brady. I said, not the greatest quarterback of all time.
Listen,
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, by the way. You cannot.
Well, I know of him. I just couldn't. If I would have saw him on the street, I would have knew he was somebody, but I couldn't.
You wouldn't know he was Tom. You gotta know who Tom Brady is.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I
don't even love Tom Brady. I'm not a.
I would have knew who Peyton Manning was.
How do you know Peyton Manning is not Tom Brady? Oh, man.
Listen, I know who Reggie Bush is.
Tom Brady.
Listen, I watch sports for the wrong reason.
Right. But those are your two. Those are like Jalen Hurts.
Well, I know who he is.
Right. You know who Jalen Hurts is. Gotta know who Tom Brady is.
Okay.
You got to. But okay.
I mean, listen. First of all, I know who Travis Kelce is only because
I know Travis Kelce.
But I know who Taylor Swift is. I know of him because we talked about him in the podcast before because the whole Taylor Swift situation.
Yeah.
So.
But no. Okay. I'm not judging. We listen and we don't judge.
We listen, we don't judge.
Okay.
I hate you because we're from different neighborhoods.
I hate you because you look different.
I hate you because I don't understand you.
I hate you because people I know hate you.
I hate you because I think you hate me.
Because I need someone to blame.
Because you talk different.
Because you act different.
Because you're just different. Man, I hate that things are so bad that we have to do a commercial about it.
Me too.
Hey, man. Shout out Tom Brady, man. I feel like I'm glazing Tom Brady right now. But listen, shout out Tom Brady for even trying to doing that.
And having a voice.
Participating.
Yeah.
Snoop, you kind of look like a nun. that.
I mean, listen, I give it that. But listen, I don't know. I just thought that out of all the commercials, like all jokes aside, as far as like the seal commercial, like that was the most memorable commercial.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that commercial, a lot of people need to run that one back.
Right.
Because it helps with a matter of perspective. Like, I feel like when it comes to those type of conversations,
mm-hmm.
we can only grow if we have the conversation.
Right.
Like, the more we steer away from it because it makes us uncomfortable.
Right.
The further we're going to send ourselves back.
Right. Now, keep going. I want to show you something. Because I had off the day after the Super Bowl because I'm an Eagles fan, so I needed to take my day off.
He said a mental health day.
Yeah. Listen, I had a very rough night, and I want to ask you something.
Listen, I saw the bartender throwing drinks. I said,
the owner, shout out Miss Angie. She was throwing shots in the air because it was a blowout first quarter.
Yeah.
It was. Oh my! You see the wings?
No, I didn't.
It was crab wings.
You know what? I did see them, but I'm a little allergic to stuff like that. So
you don't eat crab?
I do eat crab, but I can't eat like certain things with crab in it because it really makes me sick.
Okay. I don't eat a lot of shellfish, but I like eat crab meat. Can't find. Long story short. Without I'll find it. The Kendrick Lamar performance happened, right? My job was like, we saw you in the performance, like halftime show, like joking around because of it. Now it was the scene where the guy was on the light post laid back chilling with his hands up, right? Now it's one of them situations where I was like, should I feel some type of way about that?
Absolutely.
Right? And then I thought about how sometimes people can be ignorant in a positive way. Not like ignorant, like rude, but like in a positive way. Ignorant, because I don't want to lose my job.
But ignorant genuinely, like
genuinely, like really don't
innocent sense of I really don't know.
Because they don't come from the era where like we make fun to like we poke fun to like have fun,
right?
You know what I mean? So when you hear stuff like that, it's like what? It'll be like if somebody saw you with some, I don't know, tight pants on. Man, you got them tight ass pants on. It's like, come on, man. Like, I took it as that. Like, what you mean I was in the halftime show? But I also looked at it as they watched that, thinking about how I felt watching it, and wanted to know like my reaction, maybe like to the situation. I don't know. I didn't take it from a place of hate. But I did take it from a place of hate for like 35 seconds.
This is what I'll say, and I'm about to shameless plug.
Because I want to show you.
Shameless plug my work.
I want to show you what it looks like.
Listen, you find that I'm a shameless plug my work because clearly my brother on this couch didn't watch The Only. Okay, listen, The Only is on my channel right now. Okay, it's about a young African American male who navigates the corporate system, and he dealt with a very similar situation to that, based off of a experience that I had in life.
Yeah, so that's what it looked like. That's not major though. See what I'm saying? That's not major.
All right.
But and mind you,
listen, he gotta send this to me so I can show you.
Yeah. It won't let me do it. But mind you, I had off. So they were like, he's not here because he was doing that.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I get it.
All right. So
you know what I mean?
I'll give him a pass on that one.
Right.
Because
it's not bad.
When you said on the light pole, I thought you was talking about when he had his homeboys. And we jumping the gun a little bit because we're gonna get to this halftime situation.
Right.
But I thought you was talking about when he had his homeboys posted up. No, and it was a whole that would have pissed me off.
Right. No, it was like he's not here because he's there
just hanging out on the
pool. Yeah. But that's why at first I was like, what do you mean that's me? You know what I mean? But then I was like, oh, she doesn't mean any harm. She's just saying like she's poking fun at the fact that I wasn't there.
She wants to relate, but she don't know how.
Right. And I don't take offense to that. So at first I was like, what? Like why would y'all
But it's a lot to even be said about how you process that. You know, it's very easy to act out of emotion and just be like, I feel a way. So I got to let you know that I feel a way. But it takes a level of maturity to be able to take a step away from it and say, you know what? Am I just feeling like this just to be feeling like this? Like, did she really mean it like that? Yeah. Because that situation could have got blown out of proportion if you didn't take a moment to process.
If I snap, immediately, like, but I know how kind of a person she actually is. So it was, I quickly was like, yeah, like I know she don't mean no harm.
And then also it could really be rectified with a very simple question.
Right.
What do you mean by that?
Right. It's just
get clarity.
It gets difficult when it's like being young in the type of field I am.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just sometimes you gotta like, what do you mean?
Right.
What do you mean? Like you said, what do you mean by that? And then it's like, oh, okay, I get the joke. Sometimes go over your head.
Right.
People get mad when they joke over their head a lot of the times. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those situations.
Right. But shameless plug my work. Tell your boy to go watch The Only on YouTube. It's only about 6.5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. The Only. I need to go check it out. I need to go watch The Only.
Listen, look, that was my passion project. Only because it was very personal to me because, like I said, I was in corporate for almost 10 years.
Right.
And I'm sure you can identify where there are times where it was what you thought it was.
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh.
So dealing with that birthed my brainchild, The Only,
right,
where I kind of captured some of those moments. And like when you said that, it kind of made me want to like plug that in because it was a key scene in the movie where the white character talks to the black character and says, well, did you see what Trump said about black jobs? And that's something that could go either way. Like, are you being smart or do you really want to know?
Right.
So that's what made me think about that. But we already started talking about the halftime show.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just go straight into the halftime show because that's what y'all want to hear about anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now it's a lot of controversy around this halftime show.
Tough time.
I'm gonna let you start by telling me your thoughts because I got a lot of thoughts.
So, I love Drake. You know what I mean? I'm a Drake fan.
Okay.
But I love Kendrick Lamar just as much.
Okay.
I'm from that era where they like just came out. You know what I mean? That was that was like our young high school, fresh out of or fresh into college, whatever times.
Right.
So I never thought in a million years Kendrick would make it to the Super Bowl halftime show.
Me neither.
At all.
Me neither.
So seeing him get there, I was like,
that's big.
That's big. That's a huge moment. But as a Drake fan, it's like I know he's going to do the record. I know he's going to call Drake a pedophile on the Super Bowl stage. He won 5 Grammys for it.
Yeah.
He had to do the song. I knew the song was going to come. But I thought it was very simplistic. Now, what I didn't know I was wasted. I'm an Eagles fan too. Okay. So I didn't even hear the halftime show. I watched it the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, the day of, I didn't care about none of that.
Right.
I knew we won the Super Bowl. I was like, yo, we won the Super Bowl. Oh my gosh. More orange t-shots. We getting more shots today.
Let's get lit.
Yeah, we getting lit. So and the DJ didn't even have it hooked up. So when I watched it the next day, I was like, why is he doing all of his new music? Where's the like...
So we shared the same thoughts.
Right.
We shared the same thoughts. I'm just going, plug into what you're talking about. So I felt the same way.
Right.
I do feel like his latest album definitely has bangers on it. Okay.
Yeah.
It has bangers. It went hard.
Right.
But songs that I would have liked to hear was Swimming Pools.
Swimming Pools.
Pour Up, Drink.
Love Me.
I didn't even have it on my list. I had Poetic Justice on my list.
Poetic Justice.
I would have liked to hear I Love When They Count Me Out.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear King Kunta for the culture.
I heard something about that. I heard that the hype around, don't perform the record. I heard it wasn't really about Not Like Us. It was about King Kunta. The NFL didn't want him to perform King Kunta at the NFL. Allegedly, they didn't want him to perform King Kunta, but they were cool with Not Like Us. And that was a whole thing. But I can believe that. I can believe that
too. Because King Kunta is a political statement.
Right.
But Kendrick Lamar is a political statement.
Yeah, and they didn't want him to perform that song while Donald Trump was there. Remember, he was at the Super Bowl. So that was like a whole nother thing.
Okay.
I heard, from what I allegedly...
It makes sense. I will say, because Kendrick is such a political statement... when I heard he was performing, I didn't really have much expectations, right?
Right.
So, like you, I'm a Drake fan. I love Poppy. Listen, if you know, you know, okay? But I love Drake. Right. I've had a day where I listen to straight Drake records for 2, 3, 4 hours, and I don't get tired.
Don't even think about it.
Because they all hits.
Right.
I've been called a turncoat plenty of times during this beef because they like, how was you a Drake fan, but now you all of a sudden a Kendrick fan?
Yeah.
But this is what I'll say. I didn't have no expectations about what Kendrick's performance was going to be like. The only expectation, if I had any, was I know he's going to be political, right? Because that's who he is. He's very meticulous and he always has a message. But my thought process was like, okay, how far is he going to go on this major stage? And that's what I was most interested in seeing. And so I love the aspect of Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
Because it was just enough to say I'm patriotic, but we know who Uncle Sam is though.
And his message, like, yo, why? Even in the wild part is, even his character was saying, man, you performing all these ghetto songs. They don't want to hear these songs. They want to hear Humble. They want to hear DNA. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear all this. Don't do the record. Do the songs that they would really want to hear. So I think that was definitely a good touch. I think that one thing that people aren't talking about at all, really. I only seen one post about it when it comes down to Kendrick. One, we got to think about this, right? Okay, Kendrick is a lyricist. He is a lyricist. That man be flowing. He be rapping his ass off. Lyrical miracle.
Okay?
Spiritual.
So let's talk about breath control, first of all.
Very important.
That man, y'all want to talk about how dry he was, but let's talk about how he controlled his breath as he was moving from here to there.
Oh my gosh. Listen, Beyonce did the Christmas. She performed. Did you watch that?
I did not.
She performed on
but I saw clips.
Now, Beyonce looked out of breath halfway through. She had to do like changes and stuff halfway through. They had to pan the camera over and all that. I didn't really see that with Kendrick. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it was straightforward. He took a second to gather himself. He got his breath. He said, and then went back in. Right. Look, he felt the pockets. Peekaboo. Listen, he came right back in. Yeah. Okay. I think that's one thing to be noted about that situation. Right. I think that people wanted too much from him. Like they wanted that feel good, like, but that's not who he is. Because he has, and he does have a lot of hits where he could have.
Right, but like he definitely could have went to that level, but I just feel like as a cohesive show, like having the message that he had, it wouldn't necessarily have fit. Like I feel like a lot of those hits weren't like specifically tailored enough to a Super Bowl audience. Right. I feel as though
loyalty. He
could have did loyalty.
All right. Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe was on my list. He could have did Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, but that got a lot of cuss words in it, so he wouldn't have been able to say any of the words.
If These Walls Could Talk. You ever hear that? If These Walls Could Talk.
I don't think so.
Feel that. That's a banger.
But I will say,
New Freezer.
I will say, for those who called me a turncoat, and you know who you are. You know who you are. She happens to be my best friend.
Exposure season 5.
we
dropping names.
Listen, happens to be my best friend. I still love Poppy, but what will not be a debate for me. Right. Is the fact that Kendrick made the diss track of the century.
The century?
The century. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be in my wheelchair. Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
The century? No,
I'm definitely. People still, if we talking about rap beefs, right? Okay. If we talking about rap beefs and we go as far back as Jay-Z and Nas or whatever, people still got their lines from Ether and in the songs that they released. But this one, you're gonna always remember
A minor. Yeah.
You're gonna always remember
the A minor chain on.
It was a lot of symbolism, right? All right, so where's my phone at?
It's crazy.
So I saw a lot of breakdowns. It was a lot of things that I didn't quite like. I picked up on, but I didn't like. I wasn't able to process it at the time. Okay. But I saw a post, right? So they started off by saying like, obviously Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, aka the house nigga, like he played in Django. That's then crazy. Samuel L. Jackson warning Kendrick to play the game White America wants us to play and not be ghetto, like you said.
Right.
And then we go to the stage outline of a PlayStation controller, which is why Samuel L. Jackson made the reference to the Great American Game, and then the ending highlight being game over.
So the lights, supposedly, the lights that flash was like a cheat code to some game that was like if you look at the lights, it's like a combination to like full stealth or something like that. I think it's a GTA combination or something like that.
Conspiracy or not?
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, people always try to break down anything that drops. You know, there's always a conspiracy theory for anything that comes out, and that's what they were like. Somebody was reading the codes. It was like, oh, that's a cheat code for such and such and such. Like,
and it's so funny because I don't know. Like, as a conspiracy theorist, I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, they said the X was XXXTentacion and stuff like that. Like,
now that's a reach.
It's a
that's a reach. But then they go on to talk about the dancers in the red, white, and blue representing the American flag. We're running opposite directions, symbolizing America being divided. Then they talk about the stage also being a prison yard where his black performers harmonized while he rapped. Then they talked about protecting black women like Serena Williams after the disrespect from Drake. Now I'm gonna pause there for a second. How did you feel about Serena doing the crip walk?
I think I'm a crash out.
Okay.
If my ex-girlfriend is crip walking to a song about me being a pedophile on national stage, I'm going crazy.
Right.
That's so ignorant.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it was quite corny.
I didn't think the crip walk was that good.
It was.
I think it was.
I mean, she's from Compton.
I think it was a major moment for Compton.
Right.
I think it was a major moment.
If nothing else.
Yeah, I think like seeing Serena on that stage showing Compton love was a major moment because I seen videos where people in Compton watching and they was hyped.
Right.
But like my ex-girlfriend crip walking a song about me being a pedophile is crazy.
Yeah, it is definitely crazy, and I know Drake definitely crashed out somewhere.
Right.
But it missed the mark. It was a no for me, Doug. Like I feel like it was definitely played out, and I feel like it was a little corny. I feel like it was a little overdone.
Yeah.
But I was here for. I'm always gonna be here for Not Like Us.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna show you that I'm really a Drake fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna give y'all this. Drake did say that Kendrick rap like he gonna free the slaves.
Okay.
And that's probably why y'all didn't like it.
Okay. I mean,
leave that there.
Yeah.
And then basically, once again, Drake reminded America that they not like us. And it's bigger than rap. I definitely feel like it was a lot of symbolism. I was here for it all. I was very entertained by it all.
So I saw a thing where the reason why he didn't perform the songs that we love so much is because the songs that he did perform is with his new label. He left his old label that he was on. And if he performed those songs and they charted, because he's not signed to that label anymore, they would get more percentage of the songs.
Well, that makes sense.
So he did GNX, which is under his label.
That makes sense.
Which would
power play.
Yeah, so which would give him more if the song streamed. If Peekaboo streamed, I think Peekaboo did like an extra 100,000 streams after that, and GNX did like 230,000 after the Super Bowl performance. If he did his older songs, it would all go to the other label. Else. So everybody was like, why did he do this?
And it makes sense. And I don't fault him for that because I would want the money to come in my pocket than somebody else's pocket. Right. Especially on that major platform because that's what it's for.
Right.
One, what people don't know is that the Super Bowl performers do not get paid.
At all.
They don't get paid.
No.
They get a budget for promotion and like set design and stuff like that. But that's it.
That's it.
So they're only promised the exposure that they get from holding that slot.
Right.
So it makes sense. You want the money that you're going to get to come back to you.
That's like if me and you were a group and everybody expected us to do a...
Ooh, yeah.
Take my hat off like Trey Songz. But if me and you were a group and everybody loved our music, and now I got a Super Bowl spot, I'm not gonna do our songs.
Right.
I'm gonna do the song, my solo project
Right.
that got just me on it. You ain't doing the Super Bowl with me.
Right.
So I get why he did those songs. And like we said earlier, they're good songs.
Right.
But they're not the
solid.
songs
They were solid
with.
because they weren't the songs that we grew up with, but they were solid though.
Right.
They're songs for now.
Right.
That are present, that are at the forefront of our minds. So we hype. Like as the songs was going, I'm like hype. I'm getting amped up the more
Dang,
for
I
he
wish I would have
going.
saw it when it came on.
When I tell you, I was freaking out on the couch.
Yeah.
Freaking out. My best friend said she was like, "Oh, it was boring. I fell asleep." Girl,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you just being facetious. Like it was a good show.
Do you miss the era of like the television concert performances? Like remember like the BET Awards used to come on and you be in your living room dancing, having a good time.
Yeah,
but I feel like we don't have that.
We
anymore.
don't have that culture anymore because I feel like the climate of award shows is not the same. It hasn't been the same for a very long time. Like I was literally just telling my mom this when she asked me did I watch the Grammys, and I said, "Mom, I don't watch the Grammys. I really don't even watch the BET Awards no more because it's like it's lackluster. At this point, you got freaking what's that girl name?
Doechii?
No, not Doechii. Well,
she had an amazing performance.
What I will say is Doechii, I can't speak on her because I'm behind the curve.
Okay.
I have not heard any of her music, but I'm aware that she's an amazing artist.
Yeah, no.
And I plan to put her on my list.
You never heard What It Is, huh? What's
that was her?
up? Yeah, that's her. What? Nobody knows that because
like
he's
that song,
completely
though.
different.
I do like that song.
Banger.
Song. I do like that song.
Yeah, she's completely different now though, but that's one of her bangers.
Yeah, about to say I like that song.
Uh-huh.
But no, I was going to talk about vocals. What was her name? Ice Spice.
Oh yeah.
Because now on the BET Awards, you got Ice Spice, you got the Sexy Riz, you got Mulatto. Which Mulatto she does good, but Mulatto don't rap. She don't rap.
Uh-huh.
She lip syncs.
Yeah. Like live performance, like
she don't do a live performance.
We lost that.
It's lackluster. Now, before we move on to the next thing, though, the one thing I did want to ask you about when it comes to the Super Bowl performance, right? A lot of people were upset that Kendrick got chosen over Lil Wayne.
Why?
Exactly.
Lil Wayne is a horrible performer.
He got hits. Got hits.
He's the GOAT. He is the greatest rapper. One of the greatest rappers of all time. If not top 5.
I would top him. I would top him over Jay-Z. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. Well, see, I got like a not personal relationship with Jay-Z, but my lifestyle, what I grew up, like my name's Sean, so everybody like called me like, "Oh, you remind me of Jay-Z," whatever. And I used to hate that. I used to hate that shit so much, especially when I was a kid, because they were like, "You kind of look like Jay a little bit." I'm like, bro, like everybody say he look like a camel. Now you say I look like a camel, but I listen to his music heavily, but Lil Wayne is definitely a lyricist up there with Jay-Z for sure. Mm-hmm. So I feel you, but I don't want to hear Lil Wayne live.
Well, this is what I would say. 2 things, and I'm sorry, I'm being a little disrespectful just for a second. When it comes,
it's season 5. Go crazy.
Listen, because we being messy in 2025.
Yeah. I gotta get used to that. Yeah, a little messy.
But when it comes to Lil Wayne, one thing, actually, I'm not going to be a little messy. I'm being sensitive.
Be all the way messy.
It's real. It's
Spill the beans.
Lil Wayne has been sickly for a very long time.
Sickly as in what?
Sickly as far as his health. Yeah. That man been on his deathbed at least twice.
Yeah.
So, realistically, the Lil Wayne that we knew when we was like, the Carter 2 through the...
Hardball.
All the mixtapes. Like, come on now. Like, that Lil Wayne don't exist no more.
Right.
It don't exist no more. So what we would have gotten had he did the halftime show is probably a lot of features. He would have just had a star-studded lineup. He would have brought out everybody that made a song with him pretty much. He probably would have brought the whole Young Money, Cash
Drake,
Money out.
All that. Yeah, he would have brought out Drake and Nicki for sure.
For sure.
So
it wouldn't have been a Lil Wayne show.
Right. No, he definitely would have brought out Drake and Nicki.
But, apparently the NFL sent him a notice and apologized and said, I'm sorry, we know you support the league, whatever, but, And
Kendrick Lamar got the highest rating Super Bowl performance. Mm-hmm. I think it was like 0.1 over Michael Jackson's.
Wow.
133.4 was 133.4 million was Michael Jackson back in 93, which is crazy for the 90s.
Right.
Like 133 million people watching you in the 90s.
Right.
Insane. But he got 133.5 million for this performance with no feat. Oh, I guess SZA. which we didn't talk about. SZA did amazing. It didn't sound like her mic was on. It sounded like it was recorded. But if that was really her, she did an amazing job. I hope it was her singing.
Well, I can't really say because if she wasn't singing, she did an amazing job lip syncing.
Yeah.
I was happy he brought SZA out.
Yeah, that great combo, great combination.
But I think it also to that deeper meaning of not playing into the ghetto songs. He brought her out for the more palatable songs,
right?
Because she is very pop. Mm-hmm. She is very she spreads across multiple markets,
right?
And she is digestible,
right?
And so I believe that says a lot in itself is the fact that she was the one that he chose out of all the features that he does have,
right,
to be a part of that.
No, for sure.
I was happy that he chose those songs. But
they could have kept going. They got way more songs than he could have did. What's that? Miss me with that bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all the banger.
Yes. I feel like he took advantage of his moment.
Yeah. He
took advantage of his moment for him to be as political as he is. I listen. I'm gonna give him a round of applause. It's easy to fold.
For real.
When you're on that major stage, it's easy to change what you believe in and feel like you gotta do something different to be palatable to everybody that's watching you because you're on that platform. Right. So the fact that he stood 10 toes down and didn't change nothing about his approach and who he is.
And kept dissing.
Yeah. Listen.
Kept dissing.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We gotta talk about the latest interview that just came out with Day 26.
Okay.
Because everybody knows all of what's going on as far as like Diddy and him being locked up and all the different allegations that are surrounding him. Mm-hmm. And so since he's been going through that, a lot of the bad boy artists have been coming out and revealing certain things that have happened over the years.
What's Donnie got to say? Where's Donnie at?
Listen. I want to know where Dylan.
Where's
Look, listen, Donnie at? I don't been on home. I go down rabbit holes, okay?
Right.
I didn't watch Chopper.
Uh-huh.
I didn't watch Freddie
Chopper?
P.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Freddie P. He want all the smoke with Diddy.
Does he?
He said I'm gonna put.
He gonna bop him? Dang.
He said, because I don't like these niggas. Like, anybody
that go, I don't like these niggas, they about that.
Because I really don't with these niggas. Like,
anybody that talk with their hands, they either like
he bout really, that life. His whole interview, every interview that I watch, his whole interview is him talking about how he bout that life and he's a real killer.
All right, I don't believe that then. I believe it 100%. But if
but Chopper backed it up though. Chopper backed it up that says that Freddie really liked that.
I don't know Freddie.
He's a top
I believe him.
Listen, but we're not here to talk about Chopper and Freddie P. We're gonna talk about Day 26, and the reason why we're gonna talk about Day 26 is because my visions became so clear.
I only know that one song.
Listen, well, I love Day 26
because I was like, damn,
that was the song that they came out with that was popping.
They battled in the living room.
Listen,
for beds.
Yes. Yes, it was intense.
Crazy.
But Day 26 is going on a press run right now because they are promoting a new album. And so pretty much they, go on to different platforms. And of course people are asking them about how they feel about Diddy and stuff like that.
Right.
And one of the major points that are going down right now is Q. So if you watch any of the interviews, the whole group dynamic seems very eerie. It seems off. Right. It seems like something is missing because if you go back to like their older interviews, they're way more energetic. They're playing around. Like the dynamic is real. Like you can see they got real chemistry.
Right.
But in these interviews that just came up, like literally you can tell like it just seems like niggas just sitting there. Y'all know why I'm here.
And Q is the one that dated Dawn.
Yep.
From
Danny Kane.
Yeah, Danny Kane, Diddy Dirty Money.
Yep.
Group. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so his trauma, he gets this, it's like it seems like they're tiptoeing, right? Around the questions. And so they always ask about Diddy and like, did you experience that and stuff like that? And Q, he has always been open about his mental health journey, about like how those things affected him in life. And so he goes on to talk about like how apparently he saw an email that basically triggered him. and basically made him go off the deep end. And so, and then he also alludes to, well, it gave sacrificial vibes. And so we always heard the conspiracies about the Illuminati and sacrifices and stuff like that. And we always know that Diddy is one of those people that say they're part of it for real. Like he's
tattoo,
one of the.
You ever see the tattoo on his back?
I don't think so.
He got a tattoo on his back or something like that goes along. It's like a woman on his back who protects her child from something. I don't want to start making stuff up, but look into it.
Well, listen, we're gonna put a picture up there for y'all.
Look at the picture. It means something that is tattooed on his back. But
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell that whatever it was that he witnessed, he was very hurt by it.
Right.
Because literally there's a clip where he starts to cry and then the whole group,
all the bros starts crying,
bawling.
Never happens ever.
And so that causes people to be like, what did Diddy do to Day 26 that was so bad that you got, what is it, 5 of them, 6 of them?
All crying?
Crying.
You know how the homies never cry unless it's like serious. And even then, it's maybe like 1, 2 of the homies.
Right.
The whole day, 26 days worth of tears?
Right.
Yo.
Listen.
Different. Diddy's different.
I just feel like, and the reason like that I feel like Q is the only one that can say that he experienced it is because he talks about how when he left the group, he was singing background for Dirty Money.
Right.
And so he was able to, I didn't know that until I watched interviews.
Yeah.
And apparently that was when he discovered and like witnessed certain things. He wasn't exposed to those things when he had his boys
Day
around.
26.
Right.
Yeah.
But when he started being around Dirty Money and stuff like that, and like that's when Dawn says like that she has the most trauma that she has is during that Dirty Money era. Now, who I want to hear from, who's very much quiet, is Kalima.
Who's Kalima's the other one?
The other female.
I thought you were going to say Donnie. I was going to say me too. Where's Donnie at?
Listen, because Kalima was on Love and Hip Hop for I think like a season or 2 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So she's been out in the media. Where are you at, sis? You ain't said a thing.
Probably signed that NDA.
I don't know. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Listen, what are your thoughts? What do y'all think that Diddy did to them boys? And if y'all seen an interview that I didn't see, link it down below.
All the bros crying. That's never happened.
It never happened.
I never been to a funeral where somebody's mom died and all the bros started crying.
Right.
Like all of them are in tears. Like that's off of the thought of somebody.
Yeah, because literally they're not even crying because they experienced it. They're crying because their brother, their group member, went through this and he told them about what it was. And it was so hurtful that he went through it that they feel his pain.
That's crazy. Yeah, Diddy ain't getting out, man.
And then Chopper, listen, we gonna go back to Chopper. Chopper got to talking about how he witnessed Diddy. I don't know how to say this, but I was saying it. Going to Pound Town. With a dude. And that's
it was
why,
Chopper?
No. Chopper, it wasn't Chopper. Chopper
say,
said that he walked in on Diddy and a very influential person. That was a dude.
Yeah.
Getting down to business.
Dang.
And that's why
backdoor pussy.
Basically. And when basically, look, he was popping the pussy for a real one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
But he gets to talking about how like when Chopper went separate from the band and he started promoting his own stuff, that was why Diddy started putting momentum behind him because he didn't want Chopper to speak.
He got a song with Lil Wayne. Chopper got a song with Lil Wayne.
That
was like one of his singles.
He does.
Dang.
So he was putting money behind him. So I believe it. Listen,
Gross hands
whatever
like
whatever they said that man did, he did. Okay.
Yeah. What is that song by Lil Wayne? It's a very suspectual. Is that a word? Suspicious. That's the word I'm looking for. Suspicious title too. Little Daddy. That's what it's called. Little Daddy.
Well, you
Little
know that's a part of
daddy.
their slang in
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh,
They called each other Little Daddy.
Yeah, but I remember I was like, what? What kind of name is that?
Listen, we ain't even gonna talk
Lil
about
Daddy.
that because Lil Wayne always been questionable, especially when he kissed Birdman. We didn't forget.
Yeah.
We listen and
questionable,
we judge.
very questionable.
Very
but
questionable. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the chat. If y'all saw that interview, like, did it give you an eerie feeling? Like, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
Let me know down in the chat.
Play Lil Daddy and tell us what you think.
Now the last thing before I let you go, because you know you gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
listen,
I
it's getting a little late.
got things to do.
Listen,
but I'm here. I'm having a great time here. Shout out to season 5. I'm glad to be here.
Listen, I'm glad to have you.
Hopefully, people appreciate the crown that you got on for season 5. You waited 5 seasons doing this thing, and people are still tuning in. So I'm glad to be a part of this.
Listen, thank you. But there's one topic, being that you're a man, okay, I gotta get your opinion on some things because as a woman, I know how I feel about certain things. But I just want to know, am I reaching? Like, I done seen some things. I feel like in this culture, this day and age that we're in, women have lost respect for themselves in some regards. It's a lot of pick me energy.
Like what? Like what's an example? What's a pick me example?
Anything that people do for clout, like clickbait. You know, just doing the most for no reason. Not no real reason.
I see where you're going.
But I just want to know, how thirsty is too thirsty? And I really want to know, is this what men really like? Is this what men really like? Now, I'm going to show y'all a video. Take a look.
Today I'm making creamy curry chicken. I love a good creamy curry. It reminds me of my creamy pussy.
Before I was sucking dick, I was cooking, bitch. Don't ever try me. Y'all tried me in my last video saying I can't cook. Did I cook it? Of course I cooked it. Duh. I don't only suck dick, y'all. Come on now.
Well, I don't gotta show you.
That's sad. Yeah, that's sad, man. I think the food is delicious. The food looks delicious. I haven't seen a plate like that in forever. Now the twerking and all that's a little OD. She could have not said nothing and just like posted the plate. I think she's a very beautiful woman. But the what did you say earlier? Lackluster. We seen everything, so it's like beyond the plate. Like I'm not about to.
Yeah, cause like, so I had my dad on the episode last season, and like we had a conversation about something, and he was just like, you know, the thing about a man is a man wants you to leave something to the imagination. Like I want to be able to look at you and what you got on and wonder what it looked like.
Cause I'm thinking like, imagine I get invited over to her house for dinner, and she makes an amazing plate like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hit the jackpot. I got a better plate than, you know what I mean? She's gonna grow up and have the elbow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know the aunties with the elbow that be chefing it. She's gonna have that.
Right.
I'm already in.
Right.
But she's a hoe. Now she's for the streets, and it's like, dang, do I?
And there was a video. I couldn't find it just now, but there was a video on her page where apparently she has a boyfriend. And he condones this
she got
energy.
the elbow.
But this is the thing. She talks about how, I guess she has OnlyFans and stuff too.
Right.
Apparently they take requests of different things that people want to see. And apparently somebody wanted to hit their girlfriend from the back.
Hit her.
No, hit the girlfriend from the back.
Right. Somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else. Yeah. As this girl was on FaceTime. Butt naked.
Somebody wanted to hit their girlfriend from the back while that girl was butt naked making...
No, she wasn't making no food. She was just on FaceTime butt naked while they was doing it.
Yeah, she's
and it's just, I don't know.
She not even trying to sell the food on the OnlyFans?
No, I don't know what she does on her OnlyFans. I don't.
We need one of y'all go on her page.
Listen, her
and
name.
See if she's cooking the food while giving the neck up.
Listen, I'll let I'll let y'all know what her name is on the post.
Yo. I'm trying to tell you. Is she making catfish, black and catfish butt naked?
He said, I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to go log in.
I'm not. No. Listen, I don't support those things on my end because I'm not doing it no more. Pandemic time, I paid a couple light bills.
Oh. Okay.
Ain't nothing to pay a light bill.
He said ain't tricking if
yeah, 106. Ain't nothing. I got 106. You know what I mean? I'll pay a light bill. Listen, but it's 2025.
He said he got big dog.
Yeah. I pay a couple light bills. Don't worry about it. But It's
Listen,
2025.
ladies, don't slide in his DMs on no foolishness.
Yeah. No, listen. If you can cook and you not as much of a hoe as she is, holla at your boy.
Hey,
I need
yo.
a plate like that. If you think you can make a better plate than that, hit me for sure.
Oh my god! All right, so how thirsty is too much? Too thirsty?
I think like clapping your ass next to the blackened catfish is just too much. Like even if I was there, if you was hosting and you was clapping your ass while you made some blackened catfish, I'm
you would.
I'll probably lose my appetite. Next to the collard greens and the green, because the food looks so. Listen, the food looks so
was enough.
good.
The food was enough.
It was enough.
So
You're
is it true
doing
what they
too
say? The
much.
quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because nobody cooks no more. Nobody cooks no more. Now people can make steak.
I mean, but that's a manly meal.
Yeah, people can make like a burger,
Mm-hmm.
but a full plate, like a full.
Listen,
Everything on each
all
side
I'm
of the
going to
plate.
say is I cook.
That's what I'm saying. Just don't be OD.
Listen,
Just
I
don't be
cook. Now,
OD.
I just don't see it being a reason why you got to do all of that. Like I
Right.
just feel like that's a gimmick. You just
Right.
doing all that to get attention to further the goal.
Yeah, you
and
want to be a
make the
hoe.
money.
You want to be a hoe, but let people know you cook too. Which, by the way, there's a lot of hoes that can cook really, really well. There are, but they're hoes first and cook second.
Okay.
She wants to be a cook and a hoe at the same time. It don't work that
It don't
way.
work. She
You
said
gotta
one
pick
of them gotta
one.
take a
Yeah,
back
you
seat.
gotta choose one. No, so yes, being thirsty sometimes can be too much.
Okay, listen, ladies,
For
you
sure.
heard it from a man. You heard it from a man. Let us know down in the chat. Was
Yeah.
sis a little too thirsty?
Yeah,
Would you get turned off by the ass shaking next to the black and catfish?
you gonna show them the video? You gonna put the
I'ma
video?
show
on?
it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Let
try
me
to
know.
block it out a little bit because my
Fellas, let
mom
me-
watched this podcast.
Oh yeah, fellas, let me know what you would think because I feel like it's just a little too much.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love.
Because I just feel like, what's her name? Cooking with Kaya, she started the movement, right?
Okay.
She was, she twerked, she talk her shit or whatever the case may be. But it was still tasteful though.
Right.
I feel like that's just sleazy.
Yeah, that's a little. It's just a little too much. Like I get the idea.
Right.
You're trying to twerk the good music while you're cooking, but even the song choice was like. It's just Young Thug yelling in the back. I don't even know what he's saying. I'm
Right.
focused on the music.
not
I'm
even
focused on
setting
the
the
plate.
mood, the
I'm trying to see
mood.
what you putting in the bowl.
It's overstimulating.
You stirring the bowl with a spoon, like.
Yeah, it was a
What's
little
going
too
on?
much.
It's too
A little
much.
too much. Well, thank you, sir, for
I
joining me
appreciate it. I appreciate
today
being
on the
here,
couch
man. Thank
and helping
y'all.
me kick off season 5.
Season 5.
For those who want to cop up on the brand, let them know where they can find it again.
friendsorfoes.com. That is Friends or Foes on Instagram. www.friendsorfoes.com. I'll have it.
All right. And as always, click that red button below to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at Gold Chain __Diva. Thanks for tuning in and have a good night.
Peace.